This has been a real eye-opening day for me to come down the street and then turn the corner and realize that the house you grew up in has been torn down. I lived in this house, and it was hot in the summer and cold in the winter. And I vowed that someday I wouldn't do that. My grandmother warmed my underwear before school. Now that's really love.
Well, we were, might say, we weren't rich. We were rather on the poor side. But we had a lot of love. That's all that matters.
Don't anybody tell you that you can't do it. You know, I heard that my whole life. You know, you can't get a PhD, you can't own a restaurant, you can't own businesses. That's just bad advice, you know? You can be whatever you want to be if you have a work ethic and you find something that you're passionate about.
Gene Poor is one of the most creative, serial entrepreneurs that cares so deeply about the people around him that it's hard to believe he could be doing anything else than what he's doing right now.
You know, I just got out of the restaurant business and everybody's going, well, you learned a lesson there, did you? And I said, I sure did. And they goes, well, what's next? And I said, I'm gonna start an animated robot business that builds animated characters for theme parks. And they thought, they really stepped back and thought, now he's lost all of his mind. You know, I just wanted to have fun and make things that don't normally move. And slowly but surely, it took on a life of its own.
He took Animatronics to a whole different level, and against all odds, the creations that LifeFormations was capable of were in a world of their own.
Gene is the father of LifeFormations, obviously, and over the years, he has recruited a lot of very special people. You know, it used to be, if we had a job that had 5 or 10 animatronic figures in it, that was a big job for us. And now we look at jobs that are 40, 50, 100 characters for very large theme parks around the world.
So Gene took it to trade shows, he took it to corporate events, he took it to museums in a way that nobody had done before, and said, this is a medium that is far too powerful to only be in theme parks. It's a medium that should be educational, it's a medium that should be informative, and we should be really creative about the way we do it because there's no rules.
I surrounded myself with the best people, and I just turned them loose, and it went crazy. And I never expected that. And I really never did.
I wanted this award worse than anything I can ever tell you. And I wanted it for my people. I had a friend once tell me, Poor, get a good idea, hire the best people, and get out of the way. And that's what I did. I have a core of people who I'm gonna take this back, and with all due respect, I'm gonna cut it into pieces and give every one of them a piece of it. And because they're the ones that make it happen. It's all about the people that you surround yourself with. Entrepreneurship is like a grenade going off. You know, your job is to really focus the energy. And that's what that group does. That's what they do for you.
Gene retired as the CEO of LifeFormations in 2005. His company continues to create one-of-a-kind animated characters and attractions for theme parks, museums, and clients all around the world. But his impact on entrepreneurship has been much greater than his own success.
Do you understand what's going on in the world right now? You are living in an age that no other person has ever lived through. The things that you will see in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I envy you. Figure out what you're really, really good at and become great at it. Become great at it. and take that then to the world.
Usually, educators are educators, entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs, and they're very rarely the same person. They don't do both things.
Every time Gene Poor walks into a class, you know he's an amazing professor. His operative word is next. What are you going to do next? So if you think about Gene and the way I think he views the world, he does spend some time looking in the rearview mirror, but a rearview mirror is this big. Where Gene really focuses is looking through the windshield, which is this big.
Most of the people who teach entrepreneurship have never done it. I'm not only a dreamer, I'm a doer, and I've been a doer my whole life. When somebody comes to town and opens up a business, you just better be aware, if you're in the same business, that the war has just gotten tougher. Basically, grocery stores don't have much margin. Big audience, small margin.
He has education and he has the professional world. And I think what's incredible is how he's able to actually marry those two together.
Whenever I talk to someone who's going to Bowling Green, even if they're not in business, I say, you've got to take Gene's class if you can. You got to meet this guy. It will change your life.
I'm an anomaly. By all rights, I shouldn't have graduated from high school, much less go on and get advanced degrees and end up as a prof. I'm a freak. And the reason why I stay here is because if I can save a soul, one or two of you, and help you find your passion, then I win. It occurred to me just recently in the last year or so that everything that I did was marching forward to that, to not only work with kids and teach, but teach something that I was really passionate about, starting businesses.
Mayor of the City of Bowling Green, Ohio, do proclaim Thursday, April 6, 2017 as Dr. Gene Poor Day.
I watched him embrace down and out kids. I watched him feed them, prop them up, write them checks, help them get their lives in order. And then he would celebrate their accomplishments.
Was able to bring out the silly, playful side of me and tap into my artistic side, which then changed my life. And that has meant the world to me. And I love you, Gene.
That morning when everybody showed up at the little breakfast kind of get-together that they had, and when he walked up and saw all these people, I mean, some of these people he hasn't seen for years, you know, students, people from the professional world, I think he was completely overwhelmed, especially when the mayor proclaimed Gene Poor Day in Bowling Green and gave him a key to the city.
It was an amazing experience to surround the man, the person who had launched all of our careers. And it was such an impressive group of people.
Gene Poor. Gene. Gene.
Gene.
Gene Poor.
Gene.
Gene. Gene.
A donkey, a nun, and a little person.
My biggest fear when I heard somebody was messing around with doing this was nobody would show up. All I want to do is stay as long as I'm welcome, and then 1 year more than that. Just, I can have a chance to work with the future. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I don't know what else to say. Thank you. Thank all of you for all that you've done and all that you've done. My line was always, I'll find a way. That's the definition of an entrepreneur. I will find a way. And you're not going to stop me. And nobody did, you know. A lot of people told me, don't, you can't, you shouldn't. But I always found a way.